23 minutes to 7. Sadiq Khan is celebrating his first 100 days as the Mayor of London this week. Celebrating, is that the right word? Well, Susana Mendonca is our London political correspondent. What do you think, Susana?
Well, he's certainly celebrating today because he's the beneficiary of something that Boris Johnson started, the Night Tube, which launches this evening in a blaze of glory. And Sadiq, I understand, is going to be on the first Night Tube on the Victoria line. So he's certainly celebrating that.
Our political correspondent, Susana Mendonca, is in our London newsroom, and quite a coup this for Owen Smith.
Very much so. This is the week when Labour members are going to start getting the ballots for the leadership election. And so great for Owen Smith that he's got someone like Sadiq Khan, who is the most senior elected Labour politician in the whole country, backing him.
BBC Radio London Breakfast.
First for London, first for Londoners.
The hard Brexit. Can you explain the difference between the hard, the soft and the middle Brexit?
I know, it sounds like boiled eggs, doesn't it? You know? But essentially, hard Brexit is the idea that we would leave the European Union regardless of whether or not we have access to the single market. And a single market is the free trade within the EU, which means that we don't have to pay tariffs when we buy and sell things. A softer Brexit would be one where we have that access to the single market, but then if you're a country that has a relationship with the EU, for example, Switzerland, Norway, they have to accept free movement of people to be able to access the single market. So whether or not they can get the single market access without having to accept the free movement of people, that's the key challenge.
Susana Mendonca has been to Portugal to investigate.
So this is the top floor of the Palacio.
Chinese property investors sizing up a luxury apartment in the European sunshine. So long as they spend at least 500,000 euros on a property in Portugal, they can get the right to live here too, and the freedom to travel around most of the European Union.
He likes it.
Li Chen is planning to take up the offer.
And you cannot put all the eggs in the same bucket. So we're trying to put something in Europe. And this is a very good opportunity. We can earn some money and also get the visa.
Portugal started its Golden Residence Permit programme in 2012. So far, the government says it's generated more than 400 million euros. A short drive away is the capital, Lisbon, where I find a cafe filled with Chinese visitors enjoying a bit of traditional music. The government in Lisbon says its golden residence permits, which have generated more than 400 million euros since 2012, are kickstarting the market. But critics say it's effectively selling passports.
Foreign investors don't get a passport as such. What they do get is residency here in Portugal and the right to travel around most of the EU, and eventually they can apply for a passport. But Portugal isn't the only cash-strapped European country that's gone down this road. Spain, Greece and Cyprus are among those that have similar residency schemes, and some are priced a lot lower than others.
BBC WM.
The mulled wine is flowing, the chestnuts are roasting. Yes, Christmas has come to Birmingham again after what's been a rocky year. Unemployment's up to 8.9% in the Midlands and the economy's still struggling, prompting the business community here to write their very own wish list.
This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
Good afternoon to you. This is Sheila Fogarty on 5 Live. Foreign ministers are beginning to arrive in Brussels for emergency talks. Our correspondent Susana Mendonca is there.
We expect them to discuss the potential for perhaps an arms embargo, limiting the equipment that could be sold to Ukraine that could be used for repression.
From Brussels is our reporter Susana Mendonca. Susana, what can the diplomats actually do about this beyond expressing their outrage as Mr Hague did?
Well, they can impose sanctions, and we've just heard in the last few minutes from an EU source that the meeting that's currently underway, they are discussing sanctions at the moment, and that they've decided that they are going to go down the road of an asset freeze and visa restrictions.
You're listening to the newsroom from the BBC World Service with me, Susana Mendonca. We begin in Gaza. The sound earlier today as the wounded were taken to hospital after Israel carried out the heaviest bombardment of the campaign.